My nephew is in the building. He is in the house, the one and only. There he is. You just heard his voice on that one. Jacquees is in the studio. What's happening, homie?
Oh, what's up, man? What's up?
What's up with you?
I'm happy to be here. It's early.
So did you know this is like my real nephew? Like people don't know that.
I thought it was like one of those things when you say, "Oh, that's my cousin."
Oh, nah.
No, so my real name is
Right.
Frank Rodriguez.
Okay.
And his real name is
Rodriguez Jacquees.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay, so this is real family.
Yeah, real family right there. That's
it's
the
not
homie
like
right there.
Black people, it's my cousin and them, not my own.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Man, this
Yeah.
real, man.
It's
All
real
right.
right here.
real.
So I
doing
was
the
there in the
Frank Ski Bowl.
beginning.
Exactly. When I was 14, 15, when I was in high school, I was doing the Frank Ski Bowl.
Yeah.
I remember at Grady High School, right?
Grady High School.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah, I remember.
How you feel, man?
I feel good.
You
I
look
feel
good, bro.
This 10 years later.
Yeah, you ready?
Yeah, I'm super ready.
Look like you just got your hair did too.
Yeah, I did.
I can see. Oh, I like
I ain't
it.
getting no shape up yet, but I just got them braided up for y'all.
I know. I like that.
Thank you.
Yeah, man, you just big old star out of Decatur, moving, got an album coming out, singles is platinum everywhere.
Yeah, shout out to Decatur.
How you feeling, bro?
I feel good. Like I say, I feel blessed. You know, I'm honored. I'm grateful. I'm thankful. You know, this is everything I wanted.
When you walked in the door, there was this energy that you just like.
Wasn't it though?
Yeah, like genuinely happy.
Oh, that's what I bring to the table.
I see.
I'm a real one.
He always smiling. He's so confident and always smiling. That's where the whole king of R&B thing come from.
Yeah.
Because he already know. He
Right.
already just claim it. He know. He just claim it.
And so were you ever the prince, or you just went straight to being the king?
Nah, you gotta. It's. I think it's steps.
Okay.
But I never claimed to be the prince. I think I skipped that stage.
Wow.
I was already a prince, but I just didn't claim it.
Exactly.
I wanted to wait till I was king.
Wow.
So what's gonna be different in this next album? I was listening to 4275. What's gonna be different in this one?
Well, I think the difference in this is for number one, production. You know, I work with some super dope producers. Big shout out to Sean Garrett.
Nice.
This the first time me and Sean actually got in. You know, of course I always work with Forte Boy, K Major, and you know, I got in with Troy Taylor this time. Troy Taylor, you know, he is a super GOAT, super legend. And I think my conversation picks up every time on my albums. You know, I think I mature every time. You know, the last time I dropped the album, I was 23. And now I'm 25. So I feel like I got a 25-year-old conversation.
Okay.
You know, it's not too far up, not too far down. It's just right at you, you know.
What's different in 2 years? You think for
different?
yourself?
Well, of course, I gained more success over the last 2 years. You know, I think more success, more money, just, you know, going through life and just, you know, seeing different things for what it is. I think I learn something new every day, you know. By me being 25, you know, I'm still young, I'm still growing. So it's a lot of stuff I think I know that I don't know that I'm learning, you know. So
Right.
I'm always open to learn, always open to try new things, always.
So listen, the new album. Tell us about this new album.
The new album is called King of R&B because I am the king of R&B right now for my generation. The new album is dope. I got some pretty cool features on it. Of course, on my new single, I got Thug and Gun on there. I got Future on the album.
Nice.
I really got the whole Atlanta on there. T.I., everybody on there.
Really?
Quavo, everybody on the album. Yeah.
All right, tell us about this first song, Verified.
Well, Verify, this song right here is, I came up with this record in Chicago. It was produced by my boy Nash B. Me and Nash B, we did BED together, my first single. So this one right here was just a cool vibe. I wanted to make a record that kind of made me feel like I was like on the island or something, like just vibing like that. So this kind of what a record put me in. I thought it was super dope if I was to put Thug and Gun on it. You know, I always collaborate with Young Thug. You know, that's my brother. Like Thug that's probably the number one rapper I'm closest to in the game. You know,
Really?
besides Jody and all them people like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, Young Thug, that's my brother. Like we super tight. So he always involved me on his albums. You know, I always involve him on my albums. And Gunna, you know, me and Gunna, you know, we super tight. So I'm like, well, if I put Thug on it, it'll be super dope if I get Gun on it. And this when they first started the little back and forth flow that they do now. I'm kind of like one of the first ones that had a verse from them when they first started kicking the back and forth flow. So they did it for me. We came with this record, and it turned out great.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. It's called Verified. The album has hit stores this week. Make sure you pick it up. He is in the studio, Jacquees.
Sounds like grown folks music a little
Exactly,
bit.
25-year-old.
Because you said you want to. Yeah, and speaking of that, just a moment ago, okay, Frank is your uncle.
Right.
All right. And your aunt just called in a little while ago. How do you handle situations now since you've come up, you're 25, when family may ask to borrow money?
That's a good question.
Thank you very much.
I feel like, you know, I always ask God to put me in position to help my family. You know what I'm saying? I always wanted to be in that position. Ever since I was young, I always wanted to help my family. Always, always. But I feel like in these days, I don't mind helping my family. Of course, I do the most for my family. Like, you can ask anybody around me. I take care of my entire family, from my grandmama to my little sister. Like, even though they're all working, like, my little sister's a teacher. Shout out to Mimi. She up right now teaching my kids. But, I don't
Your
mind.
little sister's a teacher.
Yeah, she just graduated from Spelman this year. She's a teacher.
Oh, love it.
Yeah,
That's cool.
That is.
Miss Harris, yes. Shout out to Miss Harris.
Okay.
Yes, and but I think that I don't mind giving out money, but I just don't like when, like, it may be a family member call and it's like, I want you to check on me. You know what I'm saying? Of course I could look out for you, but I want you to see how I'm doing. Like, Kui, how you feeling? You all right? You need something? Even though I got it, it still don't mind to ask. Like, I might need a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, or pull up on me, make me a ham sandwich right quick, bring me something from, you know what I'm saying? Just anything. Like, I just rather you just get to the point if you want something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like, don't try to make a conversation and then at the end of the conversation it's like, but I need to do it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, man, see what's up with me, because I love you for sure. And I go to bat for you, but don't make me ever feel like I'm being used. You know what I'm saying? Because, of course, sometimes, people may not notice they're using you. And then they might look up and be like, damn, I have been. Let me cut back a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But
right.
I love my entire family. And not saying that nobody in my family does that and stuff like that. But, of course, us being regular black people, it happens. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but I don't mind helping my family. I help my family do whatever they want to do.
Well, let me hold a little something.
See what you need.
Yeah, let me hold a little something. Nephew.
Speaking of which,
hit me with a cap.
I really liked when the first little girl called. She said, "I'm gonna cry."
Yeah.
I remember we had this conversation in the studio when you first came out and said, "I'm the king of R&B," whatever. And Kalia, our assistant producer, was like, "Well, he the only one to making these young girls cry. Like, they just want to cry when they see him." How you feel about that? How does it make you feel when you just see them crying for no reason?
It's crazy because I know how, like, I got an impact on them. You know what I'm saying? It's like they really love me. You feel me? It's like I'm like the soundtrack to a lot of these people's life. Little do a lot of people know. You know what I'm saying? Little do a lot of people know. A lot of these girls that's my age now been listening to me since they was 16.
Okay.
Facts. Even though it wasn't on a large scale, they still knew how to get to it on the internet. I was like, when YouTube first became a big thing, I was like one of the first artists on YouTube, seriously. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it made me feel amazing just to know that I could mean that much to somebody. Like, I know how much Michael Jackson meant to me. Like, I know how much Chris Brown meant to me when I was young, and just to know, like, I'm making people feel like that is great, because this was truly my dream. I'm not one of those artists that be like, oh, I ain't never think of this. Nah, I dreamt of this in Decatur, 4275 in my bed in my sleep. I prayed for this on my knees every day. Me and my mama, my grandma, we've been hustling. You remember I used to have my mama number on my posters. You feel me? It's like and just to know like who I am today, it's like, dang, it all paid off. I'm really making these girls' life. Like, I just did Make-A-Wish Foundation the other day.
Yep.
And the girl name was Samira. I don't think I ever forget her. And I seen her Instagram page. And I actually tagged on the page because I wanted people to see it and just know how real life is and how thankful we got to be. You know what I'm saying? I was looking at her page and she'd just be singing my songs. Beautiful little girl just singing my songs. It's like, dang. And just to see how she is now, but just to still know that she could feel my presence. Like, she still like my music, on my music make her feel good. It's like, it kind of changed me a little bit. It made me appreciate every little thing. Like, when I walked out of that hotel room, I was like a changed man. My mindset had got different. I went back to caring about everything that really mattered. It struck me a little bit because I'm like, dang, this girl life changed just like that. I'm like, I think about myself. I look in the mirror a lot. You feel me? I just talk to myself a lot. And I was just telling myself, like, man, you got to be grateful for everything. Every single thing.